Excellency Minister, on the subject of the regional system, a year after the Gaza war and the expansion of the scope of this war on multiple fronts in the Arab region, and we have seen what happened in Lebanon and the southern Lebanon. So, into this regard, what are the Egyptian efforts to stop this bleeding and to stop the state of regional fluidity that is continuing whenever a group of things appear, that there is a group of things and tools, that there is a decisive breakthrough? We find that the war and its flight are much faster than all the hopes pinned on the truth.
Indeed, the Egyptian role is very clear and obvious role with regard to the constant movement to work to stop the blood path and to stop the daily systematic Israeli attacks on our people in the Gaza Strip and also in the West Bank and also in Lebanon. Egypt has always been the only country that has repeatedly warned of fears of the expansion of the conflict and the escalation in the region. From the very beginning and since the events of October 7th, Egypt has been at the forefront of the countries that moved with all its strength. It hosted an international meeting, as we remember, here in Cairo, and the main goal of this meeting and objective was attended by many countries of the world.
That means Cairo Summit.
Yes, the main goal was certainly to reach an immediate ceasefire and to stop the systematic killing of civilians. The Egyptian efforts continued in cooperation with sisterly Qatar and the United States in mediation efforts, and as you mentioned, we were very close than ever to reach an agreement that guarantees the release of all detainees and also establishing a ceasefire and the full and unconditional access to humanitarian aid and medical aid. As you know, there is a lack of political will on the part of one of the parties, which is Israel. Of course, the closer we get to reaching this deal, which achieves the interests of all, including the release of all hostages and a portion of the 1,000 prisoners, the more unrealistic demands are made and various pretexts are found for all hostages and also to spare civilians, especially women and children. And unfortunately, we face the missing of several opportunities to release all hostages, in addition to spare civilians, especially women and children, any suffering of these killing systematic operations. As Egypt expected and unfortunately warned against, the spread of the war happened. There is systematic aggression on the West Bank, and there is a displacement of Palestinians from their villages to some Palestinian cities. After that, the conflict extended to the brotherly Lebanon, and we have always warned against the region slipping into a comprehensive regional war. Unfortunately, we are already on the verge of this comprehensive war. There is now aggression against Lebanon. There is a possibility of expanding the scope of the conflict to include Iran as well.